What's going on, everybody? Quick update video today. We're going to do a quick update video on Ethereum. No stream this morning, but I wanted to talk about Ethereum a little bit because Ethereum could be looking a little juicy. It's in the same exact pattern that we're actually seeing from Bitcoin with the inverse head and shoulders pattern here on the 4-hour chart and on the daily chart. So as always, guys, if you can smack up that like button, let's get the like button up to a new all-time high. And also, if you're new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe. I really appreciate that if you guys do that. All right, so let's see what's going on here. So the same thing for Bitcoin. We're still seeing this inverse head and shoulders, right? Where we have this big left shoulder, we have this big head, and we have this big right shoulder coming up. We're still waiting for that breakout. We haven't quite got it yet. We're actually getting a little bit of a pullback. We were expecting maybe a breakout yesterday, but we're actually getting a little bit of a pullback here. If you actually look and we zoom in a little bit, where could Ethereum pull back to before hopefully continuing up and breaking out of this larger inverse head and shoulders pattern? Well, let's first look at our measure move target if this inverse head and shoulders does break out. Like I said, guys, this is only if. This is only if we break the neckline with a little bit of volume coming in and then getting a back test. I always wait for the back test, but if we do break that neckline, a measure move would put Ethereum back up to the range of about 4,800. And that's exactly where the previous highs were. Now, like we said, this is not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen today. But that is something that we could watch here. Wait for a break of this downtrend of neckline here. Now, let's get rid of this real quick and see where this short-term pullback could actually come back to. Now, we did come back down to this 382 Fibonacci level right here. You guys see this 382 Fibonacci here at about $3,056. That is a 3.82 Fibonacci. And also we have the 0.5 Fibonacci here at about 3,015. These are two levels that I'm watching here for short-term pullbacks. Why? If we bring up our EMA ribbon here on the 4-hour time frame, you can see that that is where the EMA ribbon currently is. And when we get back above this 4-hour EMA ribbon, you guys can see we got back above it here. We do like to, if we get a little bit extended from these EMAs, we do like to come back down and test our moving averages, right? It's almost as if you get a little bit too extended. It's like a magnet, right? A magnet. You're going to get pulled back to those EMAs, retest them, and then continue back up. So what I'm looking for here is a back test if either the 382 or the 0.5 at about 3,056 or 3,015. And then a reversal back to the upside, hopefully, to continue this formation of this giant inverse head and shoulders that is going to make Ethereum look extremely, extremely juicy. Now, I know this sounds a little bit optimistic. Let's see if we break the neckline first. But that's what I'm watching here on the short-term time frames, a bounce from those levels in the short term. If we actually go over here, we know what we're waiting for here, right? At the end of the day, we're still waiting for this to get super, super bullish here on more of the medium term. We're still waiting for this big break of this downtrend and resistance here on the daily, right? You guys can see until we break this, we're still in a downtrend, right? We got 1, we got 2, we got 3, we got 4, and we got 5 touches here for Ethereum coming back down here on the daily chart. Now, we know, right, that usually when we break the downtrend and resistance on the RSIs, that usually does follow up in the price. And you guys know here, we did get consistent lower highs on the RSI here, but we did break that to the upside a couple weeks ago, right? So we're still waiting for the daily price action to break this downtrend and resistance. But once it does, that could mean that we could get a massive move to the upside. And funny enough, that's going to correlate with also the break of our giant inverse head and shoulders. So do keep that in mind. Now, a couple interesting things here. If we actually go to the weekly chart, just to give a little bit of a macro outlook here, we know that Ethereum's kind of making this higher low and horizontal resistance structure, or a bigger ascending triangle over the macro terms, right? And it has this median line here. You guys see this median line coming across. That was previous resistance in the summertime, flipped into support in October. And then now we actually dumped back below it. It was resistance for 1 week, but now we've gotten back above it, and that now it's actually trying to act as some support. So you can see when we're above this, and we can confirm this as support, usually good things happen. Or no, it's only been once. We don't have a huge sample size here. But the last time this happened, we actually got a nice pump here, and we actually come back up approximately about 86%. And it's not just that, it's the confluence of that. And also, if we actually look at our weekly market cipher here down here, the money flow is about to flip back into positive. Now, if we look at why that's important, right? Look at the last time this happened, where we back tested this median line, and then we also had the money flow actually flip positive. It did result in that 86% move to the upside for Ethereum. So a lot of things going on here. in the general macro sense, this is still a bullish market structure, right? When you're consistently getting higher lows on the weekly time frame, I know it doesn't sound fun. I know we've been pretty much locked sideways for the past year, but when you look at it, it's still a bullish structure. And I would not be surprised here if Ethereum at some point, it doesn't happen right now, at some point did come up and retest this red box of resistance up at the highs, in the $45 to $4,800 range. I would not be surprised one bit, but we got to have patience here. It will happen, but we got to have patience here, guys. If we also look at the last time that happened, just to give you a little bit more confidence too, the last time that we got that flip over here, down here in the money flow, we actually got a pretty significant move as well. All right, this one was from when we got that flip. We actually went on to have about an 83% rally here for Ethereum. So a lot of good things here happening on the weekly time frame. I love that we're above this median line. I love that Market Cypher is showing this. Let's continue to watch this. Okay, let's continue to watch this on the macro, but I love what's going on Ethereum on really the daily and the weekly time frame. 4 hour, we got to see where we bounce, but we shouldn't be too worried about the 4 hour time frame if we do have a longer term outlook. And we do believe that a lot of these altcoins and Bitcoin alike will be making new all-time highs this year, which I still do think so. I know sometimes I sound a little bearish. Okay, sometimes I sound like a little brat and I'm bearish, but okay, I do think we still make all-time highs by this year. Now, if we go to the Ethereum Bitcoin ratio, just a quick update on this, I still like where we are in this trend as well, right? As long as we continue to hold this trend line coming up, where we had a bunch of previous resistance points, now flipping into support, and you can see right now we're actually sitting right on top of that support right now. All looks good, right? All looks good. It just continues to be just a consistent uptrend for Ethereum against Bitcoin, really since September of 2019, right? You'd be better off owning Ethereum than Bitcoin since 2019. This has been my case of why I love Ethereum. It's been absolutely smashing and kicking Bitcoin's butt, okay? And it looks like it wants to continue to do so. So right here, see this little channel up here? This is what I'm watching here. Will we continue to see the same pattern where we come back down to the channel, we actually usually come back up and have a pretty good rally against Bitcoin? Could that mean, and this could be good for altcoins in general, right? When we see Ethereum gain against Bitcoin, that usually means the market is generally bullish, right? So that could be good for Ethereum and other altcoins too. If you're not so much invested in Ethereum, maybe it could be good for your other altcoins, So keep that in mind. We are at the getting closer to the bottom of this channel. Could become a little bit lower maybe, and then come back up, yes. But I do see the confluence with this orange trend line too, that this could actually be the bottom, and we could see a maybe a pretty good rally on Ethereum against Bitcoin here in the short term, bearing any type of craziness happening in the world. You guys already know about that, but we're just looking at the charts. We're not too much worried about that at the moment. So that's about it. Thank you guys for watching. Like I said, just a quick update on Ethereum today. I'll see you guys at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. Make sure you guys smack that subscribe button if you are new. If you love Captain Ethereum, my ex-wife, and also smack up that like button. 2 new all-time highs. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.